Excuse me, I asked for the large fish. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking over some of the Derby chat as we head into Sunday's big game against Rangers. We've got a few days left before kick-off. Obviously a lot to talk about in regards to team selection, my predictions for the game, the result and going for a treble, all that nonsense. We'll cover that all over the next few days and even briefly in this video as well. But there's one thing that I feel like we need to start this video off with, and we've got to talk about the antics on Celtic's Instagram today. What on earth happened there? A nightmare for the admin. God knows what happened, but if you've missed it and you have no idea what the intro was about and you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, let's have a little look over what is, right now for me, highlight of the season. So the Celtic admin posted this today. Excuse me, I asked for the large fish. No context. Absolutely nothing to do with Celtic. It has now been removed from the Instagram, and what I can only imagine has been a mistake by whoever possesses the Instagram login for the club. A wholesome photo, if you like. Someone here who are surrounded by their family out for a lovely meal, and they've somehow ended up putting it on the Celtic Twitter account. Nope, it's nothing to do with future transfers. It's got nothing to do with anything that's going on this week at the club. Just absolutely out of nowhere and now gone for good. But it has raised some fantastic memes, and honestly, as I just said, it might be one of the talking points of the season. It might be my favourite moment of the season. Let's just look at this. I asked for the large fish. Madam, you have two there. You have two fishes. Two very dry looking fishes, may I say. They look like the wee granny fish at a SpongeBob, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a little bit dry for my liking. And the sides, I'm not a big fan of the sides here. I mean, the tomato, the lettuce, I can't even... Is that potatoes on the side as well? Go old-fashioned. Fish and chips. That'll do. You know, we don't need to mix it up. A classic's a classic. But I don't know. That fish needs a wee bit... It's been cooked too much for me or something. I don't know. I like a battered fish. You know what I'm saying? I like a chippy fish rather than this. And I love seafood. But the glass of wine, I rate. That's nice. Nice afternoon glass of wine. I hope you've had a great day, whoever you are. I hope the admin's had a great day too. And I like that Celtic have actually been exploiting the meme on social media as well. They've been using it to their advantage. And the guys in my Q&A, they brought it up. All a laugh. Just thought I would cover it for those who were confused. So we'll get that out of the way, and if you haven't already, make sure to go down below and hit like and subscribe as well. That would be very much appreciated. The support this week on the channel has been nothing short of incredible. We're flying through this 33,000 to 34,000 mark, so please, if you haven't, go down and keep pressing it. And thank you for the support on yesterday's video, a video that was, as I said, slightly controversial to make for some folk. For me, it was pretty straightforward. I spoke my mind, and it seemed to get an overall good reaction. The comment section has been great. I was working, so I've not had the chance to look at every comment, but I do appreciate the support on that. But let's talk about Ange Postecoglou, and let's talk about this Derby semi-final, which is coming up this Sunday. So very quickly on Sunday, let's talk about the game itself. It's another massive week for Celtic. You know, we're heading into now the second Derby match of 3 this month. You know, we had that one on the 3rd of April. We've now got this weekend, and then, you know, just after April finishes, but still within that month frame, we have the 1st of May match at Celtic Park, the last derby of 5 this season. It's massive for Celtic. Every one of these means something. And this one, this weekend, is obviously huge in terms of, you know, trying to go for a treble this season. You know, there's a realistic opportunity for us to do so since GVB came into Rangers. We have been the team on top, not just against Rangers, but all together. And right now, we'll be heading into that game the favourites, which is always good. It's always nice to know that you're the best team and you're the team on top and forum's on your side, but it's also sometimes a curse. You know, we don't want to go into that game a little bit sort of naive, but I don't think that's this Celtic side, and I think we know that by now. We've heard Ange Postecoglou speak before every big game this season. We've seen Celtic play in the 90 minutes of every big game this season, and we've even seen snippets and heard audio clips from the team talk from, you know, before the League Cup final back in December. And this team is so well drilled, and this team is so motivated to win every single game as it comes. And we've had our disappointments this year, don't get me wrong. There's been a couple of games where we could have done better, and Europe will be one of those question marks as well for us. But overall, we couldn't have asked for a better rebuild season, and that has been down to the guy in charge. That's been down to Ange Postecoglou. It has been absolutely tremendous. And listen, we can go into this game on Sunday with the pressure off. I really do believe that. I don't think that there has to be necessary pressure put on Celtic heading into this game. I want to beat Rangers, don't get me wrong, and I will be disappointed. I will feel slightly aggrieved if we don't win the game on Sunday, because you just don't like losing to the enemy, and you don't want to allow them the opportunity to go and win a cup. You'd love to see them go home empty-handed this season. For all of the pain we went through last year, it would just be so sweet to know that they've won nothing this season. So we don't want to allow that opportunity. But the pressure's on Rangers. It really is. They lost out in the League Cup, didn't even make the final. The league looks to be settled to an extent. It's not over yet. Not going to say we've won it, but we're looking like firm favourites to go and win that title. It's ours to lose, you could say. And in Europe, realistically, are they going to win the Europa League? Probably not, but there's a real chance that we can send Rangers home empty-handed this season. So the pressure's on them to get a big result on Sunday, and that sort of plays into our hands. Rangers aren't a team who deal with pressure well, and let's not pretend they do. I don't care how many Rangers fans might come into the comment section and talk about the pressure of 10 in a row and ending that streak and winning the league last season. The pressure has been on Rangers numerous times over the past 5 or 6 years since they've returned to the top flight, and they've crumbled under every single instance of it. And that's fact. They won the league last season, fair play. But how bad Celtic were played right into their hands. So this season, with Celtic back on top and the pressure being back on Rangers, we've seen the same as we've seen of Rangers from years in past. So that's good. We go into this game, I feel like the pressure with far more of it on them. But we can't allow the occasion to get to us, and I don't think we will. We've got to turn up, we've got to play our best football, and the manager knows the importance of that. And we're going to talk about his interview today with the Celtic website, Celtic TV, and see what he's said about it as we start this sort of preview week now for the derby. It's different from a league game. We all know that. It's a cup semi-final. It's sort of win or go home if you want to win this trophy. Don't get me wrong, I'd be delighted with a double this season for Celtic, but I would be so ecstatic if we made that a treble, and it would just be great to see the reaction from the other side if we managed to win a treble after being told we win nothing this season and that Ange Postecoglou was going to be a bum. So I really do want to win it, and as I've said, I've used this quote many times and I'll continue to use it. I want to stick the knife in and I want to twist it. I want us to win, and I want us to win ruthlessly. I want us to do everything that we can to make life a misery, to be quite honest. But Ange Postecoglou spoke on this cup tie. He's had this to say. It's a cup semi-final, so there's meaning on the end of it. There's consequences on the end of it. Every cup game you play, if you want to progress, you've got to perform on the day, and you've got to get the job done on the day. There's no second chances, particularly in a semi-final, so it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. And that's quite right, isn't it? We know that for a fact in these derby games. It's who turns up on the day, and we've been really fortunate that in the last couple of games, we have been the team that turned up on the day, and we've been really, really good at that. We've not just turned up, we've turned up and been fantastic on both occasions, one being at Celtic Park, one being at Ibrox, and now we have the chance to make that 3 stadiums. We have the chance to make it Hampden, and look, our record at Hampden is just unbelievable, isn't it? You look at how well we've performed there over recent years. I've now been to Hampden, I think 13 times as a Celtic fan, and I've never seen us lose. It's unbelievable, our record at Hampden over the past sort of decade, you could say. And we look to add to that. It brings back that old Bertie Auld quote, doesn't it? It's like a training ground, because we went on a second home ground. We win there so often, and that's been the reality for Celtic. We've not lost there. We've not lost there since Brendan Rodgers came into Celtic. We've not lost there once, and that's now 6 years coming up. So we want to keep that record going, but as Ange just said, it's who turns up in the day. But I've got all the confidence in the world that he gets that team riled up. He gets that team motivated to make sure they are the team turning up once more. We know what to do. We have our game plan. Rangers have struggled to deal with it. And to do that one more time, I think we can do that. He also touches on trying our best not to just think of the last few games and take this as a new sort of challenge and a fresh approach to the game, which is really good. It's refreshing to hear. You've got to keep moving forward. You can't keep thinking backwards. No matter how good the past is, it's about moving forward as a club. It's about looking to the next challenge and taking that as it comes. It's all well and good making comparisons, but we know that this is a different sort of game. This is a different atmosphere, as we've touched on. It's a 50-50 split this time. The hunger from both sets of fans is destined to make an effect on the game. So there's obviously that's got to be taken into account. And Postecoglou speaks on this. He said, because it's a cup semi-final, irrespective of previous form or previous encounters with the same team, it just becomes irrelevant. There's always an edge to these games. You only have to remember the League Cup semi-final against St Johnstone, a super tight game. James Forrest comes on and wins it for us. Those kind of games, irrespective of form, irrespective of league position, irrespective of previous games, they're tight. They're tense. They're physical. They've got everything you need, and that's what makes them so memorable, and we'll be prepared for it. That's it, isn't it? It's nail on the head stuff. Manager speaking well again, and it's good to know that we are going into this thinking forward, taking it in a different approach, and realising that it's a completely different challenge that lies ahead of us. It's the first sort of build-up we've been given by the club in terms of leading to this game. I'm looking forward to seeing what the days ahead of us present us. We'll have the pre-match press conference, we'll have team news, we'll have everything else that we need, and I'm sure towards the game we'll get excited. But right now, as I sit here on Wednesday afternoon, I'm feeling confident, I must say, and we'll have content leading all the way up to it. Tomorrow we'll have a podcast Friday. I believe we'll have a special guest on maybe on Saturday. I'm buzzing, and I'm sure that my thoughts will be made clearer as the game approaches, but I'm really excited to be there. I'm really excited to have that 50-50 split as well, considering we've not really had much of an away crowd or that sort of feeling at a game in a long time. So right now I'm confident. I don't feel the nerves quite yet because we have been good, and I know that's a bit contradictory as to what I've said about previous encounters and what the manager said about previous encounters, but just as a fan, I feel like that we've got every right to be confident heading into this game with how we've been this season and how we believe in this team, this unit. So yeah, I'm excited, and long let the derby build-up commence. We've still got one more after this as well. Christ, it's always hard. You feel like you're saying the same things. I never know what happens in derby day. And any team can win. Depends who turns up in the day. It's just, you say that 4 or 5 times a season, don't you? But we'll wait and see what happens. That does it for today. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. And yes, I'll see you all next time.